Hey guys, Africa here. I am here with you with a video concerning the Nurse Corp Scholarship. I have had a request to do give some tips on it, and it's been a while, but I said I was going to get to it. I finally have a little bit of downtown time, so I'm going to get into it. So for those of you who do not know, the Nurse Corp Scholarship is a federal scholarship program that is funded by the United States Department of Health, and specifically HRSA. And so basically the scholarship provides money for nursing students at any level, associate, bachelor's, master's, or doctorate. And they provide funding for your tuition for your full ride, whether you're going to 2 years, 4 years, or more. It provides scholarship for you to cover your tuition, books, fee, uniforms, and other things that are, required of you as a student. And in addition to covering scholarship, tuition and other stuff, provide you a monthly stipend for your living expenses. Everyone gets the same monthly stipend unless you're going to school part-time. Then there's a difference in there. So the stipulation for the scholarship is that once you are complete, you do have to do a service year or 2 or 3 or 4, depending on how many years you were rewarded the scholarship. So for instance, if you went to school for 1 year, got rewarded for 1 year or 2 years, you'll have 2 years of service. If you rewarded for 3, you have 3 years of service, and you have to work in an underserved population or a critically shortage area facility, which is a lot of places in America, so don't let that scare you off. It's a little bit, you do have to do research to find the right place to work so you can still fit in the qualifications of your scholarship. But it's a great way if you do not have the funds to pay for school or you do not want to take out loans, you can go through this program, this scholarship, to fund your education. I will say that when you do complete and you do your service year, you still get your full salary as if you were a regular employee. It's just that it will count towards your service year. You do not have to pay them back for the scholarship. The scholarship usually opens around March, the end of March. Last year it kind of bled into April, but it opened and then it was due like May 11th. So it's like about a month, a month or two after the scholarship opens, you will have the deadline to submit everything. Now your girl is a chronic procrastinator, so I literally submitted my application like 5 minutes before the deadline, which was like, it was like May 11th, which was like a Tuesday or Thursday at like 6 p.m. I literally submitted my application at 5:59 and 30 seconds. Don't follow my example. Like literally, I had the scholarship information a year prior, and I could have taken the time to prepare way in advance, but I did not. I'll say for those of you who are looking at this video, you are on the right track. You want to know what it is, want to know what is required, what tips are, so that you're prepared for it. Give yourself enough time. I would say for now, as you guys are in the waiting process, I will check out the website. I don't have the site right. I will find it and put it in the description box below. If you check in the description box below, I will put the information for how to look into the scholarship, the website, which gives you like a full guideline for the scholarship, which is from like the previous year. But honestly, when I went to the website last year, the guidelines were exactly the same from like 2016 to 2017. So I expect it to be the same for 2018. The essay questions were exactly the same. The requirements were all exactly the same. So that will definitely give you like a huge advantage if you go through that early on, like right now, and try to like make yourself some bullet list of things they require. Now let's get into what they're looking for. Well, one, you have to be a nursing student who is accepted or enrolled in a nursing program that is accredited, and you have to be within good standing in your program. I would say that they do care about academics, but I don't think you have to be like 4.0 top notch. When I applied for the scholarship, my previous degree, because I'm an accelerated program, my previous degree cumulative GPA was a 3.19. Then I had gone to a community college to finish my prereqs for nursing, and those prereqs all came out to a 4.0 for nursing. So I don't know whether that was they were considerate of that or not, but that's something that I know that my GPA wasn't like whoa the best, because if you put everything together, the GPA is like 3.3 something. So it wasn't like whoa. I think what they really look for is to see that you have initiative in already providing care to those in underserved populations demographics, whether you are volunteer at the hospital, volunteer in homeless shelters, doing service work. If you put that in your application, that will definitely set you apart from everyone else. For me, I had done a lot of community service. I actually volunteer with an organization called the National Association for the Prevention of Starvation. And I had taken a year off to do full-time work with that organization, and I worked as an intern with the organization as well. So those background and other volunteer background that I had really put me, I feel like it really showed my commitment to the mission of the Nurse Corp Scholarship Program. That the mission is that you have a passion to work with the underserved population, those who are in medically disadvantaged area. And so having something in your background that shows that is really, really potent to you getting the scholarship, I believe. Because like I said, I don't think my academics were like, whoa, but my service commitment did shine through. And I had a lot of leadership positions in my previous academic stuff. So I also show leadership. I show commitment to service. And so my grade was decent. And my nursing prerequisites were out of this world. There are 3 questions in the scholarship program. I believe one is like, why do you want to be a nurse in the first place? Another is, what experiences have you had with those in working with underserved population? And the last one is, how are you basically showing your commitment to in the future towards working in an underserved population? I mean, my goal is to become a nurse practitioner and hopefully work at a clinic in an underserved population region. I am not more so the rural person, so I don't see myself working in a rural setting, but I do want to see myself working in like an urban setting that is a very poor economic, low income urban setting. And I really want to like open up a clinic, a nurse practitioner clinic, and do work in those areas at one point in my life. So definitely not rushing into it, but yeah, that's my overall goal. So I highlighted that. I highlighted my volunteer experiences. I also highlighted my experiences in the hospital. My first degree was in chaplaincy. Is theology with emphasis in pastoral care and pre-chaplaincy. So I did like my internship in the hospital as a chaplain, and I worked on the oncology unit. So I did share that experience that I had. So if you can pull from your experiences that should show that, hey, I have been working towards this goal some way or another, and I have the capability of not only seeking this scholarship just to get money, but actually really being embodied by the mission of the scholarship, and that's having a passion for working with the underserved populations. So yeah, I feel like that right there is the greatest tip I can give you, is highlighting your capability, your past experience with working with underserved populations, whether it's the homeless, whether it's the medically disadvantaged, low income neighborhoods. Like if you highlight those, I feel like they see your potential as someone who is, because they really want to build nurses that do work in these areas. Like they don't just want to give you money to finish school. They want to be able to fill those areas with nurses. So if they see that you already prior to the scholarship have been motivated to work in those settings or with those populations, they are more inclined to give you a scholarship to, because then they know that, hey, this person is not just getting our money and leaving and saying peace out. They are actually, they actually have the passion or heart for this community. So that is my greatest tip. If you have not done any community service, get on it right now. And I'm not saying do this just for the scholarship, but I'm saying have the passion to work with people who are medically disadvantaged. That is a huge demographic in the medical field. And don't be afraid that there is no place for you. There is. Like, there is a shortage in a lot of areas, not just rural areas, but urban areas as well. And so I would advise you to collect those experiences. Go over to the website. I will link it below. They has the whole guideline for the scholarship. Make sure that you start writing your essays. Go to someone, let them review it. Make sure your essay embodies the mission of HRSA. Look at the videos of past members and see what their mission is, and really try to align what you say in those essays with their mission so that they can actually see that you are serious about this. Another thing I would say is go ahead, start writing your essay right now so you have enough time to review and to modify. Go ahead and get the people that you want references from. You have to give 2 references, one like academic and one like personal/professional. So I will start making contact with people you have volunteered with. If you have done volunteer services with a certain organization, try to contact those directors to write you letter recommendation. Those will stand out a lot. And then get a professor that you actually have a relationship with that can show your potential to be not only a great practitioner, and I say practitioner just as in a healthcare worker, but also who knows your passion to really help people and to be there for people and to work with these populations. So let the people know early on so that they have a mindset. What I did was also I give a personal resume of all the activities I have done and my personal statement to every one of my to both of my recommenders, so that they had a clear vision of what I have done in the past, what my goal is, so that they can reflect that within their letter recommendation as well. So that is very important. So those were really the 2 important things to your recommendation letter and your essays. The application, the application online itself is not really that deep. It is really basic. You have to also be on top of getting your school verification form filled out. So it filled out early on, and yes, making sure you are in good standing with your program, or if you accepted, that you are accepted. I was accepted conditionally pending passing one of my prereqs that I didn't know I had to take. But even with those stipulations, I still got the scholarship. And I'll say that when you do apply, it takes forever for them to respond back. Because, we submitted in May. I did not know I had a scholarship until August. And there's if you go into allnurses.com, there's probably going to be a group on there for Nurse Corp Scholarship, and you'll probably see people also posting like, hey, I got a credit background check, and hey, that means I possibly have the scholarship. I had the credit background check as well, so I felt positive that, hey, maybe I got it, but that's never always an indicative sign. And even when I got the notification that I was a finalist, it was like, dang, I'm a finalist, but I don't know if I really got the scholarship. But when I did finally get it, it was like the end of August. So it takes a while. I would say have your background plan in place, but just pray on it that you get it. Yeah. I hope this video has been helpful, and if there are still questions that you have concerning the scholarship, let me know. Like I said in my previous video, you want to really educate yourself. The whole scope of the scholarship, they have like different conference call when the scholarship does open up. They have different conference call to give you more information about it. Make sure you attend those so you are well informed, especially when it comes to the tax issues surrounding the scholarship. But don't let it be a deterrent on you. There are a lot of people who have gone through this that find employment that pay really great, and they're able to do their service here. So definitely make connections and follow up. And I'll let you know as my progress go, like how taxes were for me and how finding a job for me. It's something I'm actually in the process of, doing as we are done with our nursing program in May, and we have about 9 months to find a job for while we're doing this program. I mean, the scholarship, you have about 9 months. You can defer for good reasons, but you have about 9 months post graduation to find employment. So I'm trying to look for like possible job sightings right now, which is important to keep in mind. Like if you're applying to a scholarship, if you do not want to move, make sure that you have places in your area that are qualified. I think like their score has to be above 14 or 17, I'm not sure, between 14 and 17 and above. The hospital has like different, like have a HRSA score. So yes, that. Yes, like I said, if there's any more questions, let me know in the comments below. I will definitely make another video if I need to, or just give you a comment if it's something that's very specific. All right, thank you for watching, and I hope this has been informative, and I'll check you guys out in the next video. Deuces.